1979, June something, R.C. Christensen, a pseudonym, and/or probably an organization or an individual, hired the Elberton Granite Finishing Company to build it, the Georgia Guidestones. 1979, October 1st, Elberton County purchased the land, but the Georgia Mountain Travel Association says the monument is located on the farm of Millard and Wayne Millenix. By 1980, March 22nd, the monument was unveiled before an audience of hundreds, with 10 guidelines inscribed on the structure in 8 modern languages and a shorter message in 4 ancient languages scripts on the top edges. When a new cube appeared on it in 2014, marked with that date, or that year, and marked with letters and numbers, a mystery was solved when a tip to the sheriff's office led Scarborough to the YouTube video about a couple from Florida who were married at the Guidestones, and Michael Massanini reportedly explained that he had the cube built and engraved to commemorate the date of his marriage to Jennifer Ann Massanini. He wanted to know if he would be criminally charged, and after conferring with Sheriff Melvin Andrews and the Elberton Granite Association, think about this slowly, Scarborough informed Massanini they would not be charged since the stunt didn't cause any real damage. The original granite cube, in my opinion, was probably a repair to a damaged corner, because how would you repair a damaged corner on a cubic object? Next, how would you cut it out cleanly? The assertion is that it's been there all along. Mandela effect. This is a picture of 2014, September 25th. Guy going up with a ladder, climbing the ladder, pulling the block out, and then chipping it apart for onlookers. He was told to take it out and destroy it because basically this amounted to, even though it looked like it might be a repair job, it was a little oversized. Now look at the scale and realize it's not 6 inches across, it's about 8 inches or so. So the assertion that it was 666 encoded in its shape is a giant bunch of BS. That space is much bigger than that. And it still didn't fit because the broken out piece, the notch, that was originally probably a repair job, wasn't completely cube shaped, because it wasn't. Anyway, 37-year-old William Jeremy Ellis of Anniston, Alabama, enters the story eventually, and before this, but here we go. In 2008, the Stones were defaced with New World Order polyurethane paint and graffiti, and Wired magazine called the defacement the first serious act of vandalism in its history. 2014, September something, you're starting to see a pattern, Elberton County maintenance employee called the FBI over graffiti. That was later, obviously, but 2009, yeah, I didn't redo the image, sorry about that. 2009, 9/11, a cube of granite at the top of one of the Guidestones was stolen by William Jeremy Ellis. It was probably a repair job. He pulled it out. You can look at that. It's right next to his face. It was held in with glue and stuff. And you notice it's not cube-shaped. It's a little bit longer to the right and left than it is front and back, just slightly. It was a repair job to the granite. And anyway, 2013, let's see, August 3rd, the Elberton County Sheriff's Office caught the 37-year-old trying to replace the missing cube in the middle of the night, along with 2 other people. He reportedly explained that he didn't want the weight anymore on his heart and soul. He confessed to the 2009 theft, explaining he wanted a chunk of granite for personal, esoteric, and numerological reasons. He was a conspiracy theorist, just say it. He believes in the New World Order, blah, blah, blah. He would be on YouTube now. In fact, he may be. Oh, by the way, there is a YouTube video, apparently, if you type in his name, of somebody supposedly interviewing him for an hour or so. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, he was charged with theft, with felony theft, taking interference with government property, second-degree criminal damage to property, etc., because he pulled it out. He didn't get up there with a saw and somehow cut out a perfect cube. It had to be a repair job. Nothing mystical or magical. And yes, there are holes in it. If you look in that notch up there, that's because someone had to drill out the space to get it squared up so they could stick in a repair job. Please look up how cement and concrete are repaired at times. You chisel things out and refill. And in the case of granite, you want to make it look nice. You make it look nice by making the notch symmetrical. And they probably tried to make it look invisible. It didn't work. Anyway, 2013, August 7th, Ellis was in custody at the Elberton County Detention Center, and bond was set at $5,000. And he hadn't been posted. He hadn't been posted at that time that all the news reports were out. While two other unidentified men from Florida were not charged. Florida is also coincidentally the state where the married couple came from. In 2014, Michael and Jennifer Anna Mussolini's wedding, they were from Florida, at the Georgia Guidestones. They added an 8-inch cube, approximately, cubed stone inscribed with their initials and the date of the marriage ceremony. It was removed by Matt Clamp. Let's get back to that real quick. Let's just mosey along here. There he is, chiseling it. And this is a screen grab where I've redacted most of it because I do not want to ruin their lives. But there's the address, and I'll leave archive.is as leading to it. Michael Jennifer Anna Mussolini, wedding photo, 2014, approximately on the 15th, and it was uploaded on the 16th. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I'm just coming to this randomly. And yes, I've gone through the trouble of redacting all of their faces, so it's really hard to look and see anybody here. I did a reasonably good job at that, even though you can just find this information rather easily. A couple of YouTube videos actually provided most of this information. It's not that hard to find. Their interpretation is based on never giving up on a really good story and recycling it to death. Dr. Doom, why did you recycle this story again and again? Oh, and then he got mad when the guy came forward and said, yeah, I stole the stone. You notice how that stone didn't fit. You notice how it wasn't done. It wasn't. Anyway, does anybody want to know what actually happened here? Okay, that rock there in the upper right-hand corner next to the guy's head is a repair job. It was jammed in after drilling out the space and chiseling it to make it the right shape. The person who showed up to do the chiseling showed up with the kind of tools you would use to chisel stone as part of maintenance. Yes, that's actually a thing. And if you look at the timing, obviously the timing will be fixed by the time I get the video done. That corresponded with the graffitiing of it. So anyway, let's just which picture would you prefer I use for the icon for this? Anyway, that's what happened. This is most likely a drill out and refill with a chunk of stone of the same type. It didn't quite match, and it expanded and contracted due to weathering. It wasn't done well enough. And this guy, ripped it out. Obviously, if he returned with a cuboid piece cut out, it wasn't cut out. Unless he had an ultrafine diamond bit, 1 millimeter or less in diameter, based on tungsten carbide, and spent 16 hours doing it, because you might want to look up how long it would take to cut that. That's 3 cuts. It really is. It's a 3-dimensional object. But anyway, it's the time and date, stamp, and the initials. At least they used 4-digit years. Unlike every other place on the internet that refuses to do 4-digit years. Gee, 6 sides, 2 sets of initials, and a time and date stamps. Okay, anyway. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yeah, it's a tourist attraction set up by a local stone company. They wanted to make a... every other thing about this is just simply them trying to get somebody to show up in an area that's pretty boring. Post below if you grew up in a town like I did, where they set up some really lame attraction to get the marks. I mean tourists to show up and spend money. And as extra points if it was so lame that people in town laughed at it and you wanted to graffiti the hell out of it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.